there, I'm Carol Martin and I'm an associate at COPE, and we're promoting a new project called Getting It Right for Every Community. It's just to see if I could ask you a few questions. Do you live in Drumchapel?
I've stayed in Drumchapel all my life,
Do you have children?
Well, I've got one. It's not here now, she's 17. I've got my nephew doing but for the day.
Okay. What are your hopes for your children's future?
I don't really know.
I want them to do the best they can.
Just do good in school, get a good job. That's it really.
Well, just that she's happy and healthy and a good education. She goes on to get a good job that she enjoys.
Do you think there's enough supports for young children in Drumchapel?
Yeah, well, I mean, she's at a great nursery just now and she's going on to a great school with great reviews and great qualifications, and everybody's done well so far at it, so I think she's got a good chance.
Like my grandson, he goes to the Phoenix a Monday and a Thursday to karate, and there's a sports centre, and there's Donald Jury goes there on a Friday to play football. There's things like that to do for the kids.
There's quite a lot of stuff. There's stuff in obviously when they finish school and stuff like that, and Drumchapel opportunities. There's stuff in there for them to do courses and stuff like that. So, and also you've got obviously stuff other places like Clydebank and stuff like that as well for them.
I use the G15 Youth Project to do it.
Could you tell us a wee bit about that?
Well, I get a message on Facebook from the guy Rab who deals with all that, and he said he'd seen my videos on Facebook and YouTube and he wanted me to do some recording to get their charity out there.
So we've seen you singing today. How did you get into singing?
It was through my brother. He's done music and he's in a band and stuff, so I just wanted to take a wee thing with for that.
So what age did you start?
Last year.
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and if I stayed up with you all night,
What do you think are the positives about Drumchapel?
Well, it's changed a lot in my lifetime. There's more to offer. There's the new tennis courts, and there's the Donald Jury, and there's the community centre, which has opened up more things than it did when it first opened.
Well, I'm actually working for the G15 Youth Project today, doing some nail painting.
Could you tell us a wee bit about G15?
Yeah, it's just a youth group, so we're basically just supporting all the youths in Drumchapel, keeping people off the streets and stuff like that. So.
And do you think it's benefiting Drumchapel, G15?
Yeah, definitely, it's ideal. I live in Drumchapel and I really like living in Drumchapel. I like the sport facilities such as the Donald Jury Centre. I think it's really good. I haven't been as much as I should, but wanting to go back. Being here today, me and my friend went to play tennis and picked up a leaflet, and I think that's something I would want to do in the future.
What do you think are the positives about living in Drumchapel?
A lot of the new houses has made a big difference to people's lives, and I like the way they've painted the two flats up there. That's really brightened up my view through my window anyway. The fact that they seem to be investing money in things a lot more than they had done maybe 10 years ago. They seem to be kind of stopping it, and there's different new things coming up, so it looks as if Drumchapel's on the move again.
Alright, I'm John Beck from Drumchapel.
I see you're doing gymnastics and I saw you do a backflip, which was fab. How did you get into doing that?
Thank you. Well, my mum, Gina, she's the gymnastics coach. So I was basically born into the gym. Been going since I was born, 16 years.
That's fantastic. So are there classes for all the kids, and is it easy to get to them? And
yeah, there's every Monday, Wednesday and Friday classes for kids from school up until any age, and they're just at Drumchapel Sports Centre next to the swimming pool. So.
What do you think is in Drumchapel that supports families?
There's no much in Drumchapel to support families. Then I'd probably like more of that, especially for the younger kids. When I was a kid, there was plenty for us to do, and there's nothing in here for kids to do now.
I think we could be doing a bit more facilities for the kids, a bit more stuff for them to do.
What kind of stuff?
Well, there's like, you get soft play areas and Clydebank and stuff like that and things like that. There's not enough of that in Drumchapel.
There could be if they use the facilities properly. There's a lot here, but a lot of people say there's nothing doing. You know what I mean? They all say there's nothing in the scheme, but there is if they open their eyes and look for it.
So what else is needed?
Well, plenty more things. Well, I come from Peel Glen area, and they've got a swing park there, but that's for the older kids. They've nothing really for the kids at 3-year-old and that. But it is getting better. The last couple of years I started putting like basketball courts, swing parks. I mean, it's a lot better now, looking place than I was a kid.
So what are your goals for your families?
Well, we hope they succeed. But there is a lot of things up here for them. And in life, if a lot of them would just take the chance.
Yes.
Just don't sit back. Do you know what I mean? Because there's plenty of things out there for them to go and do and grasp, make good careers and never know.
For my children is to try and get them the best education, to keep them in the right school, the school that's going to sort of bring them on and make sure that they get the best that they can do, really. One of my children, William, my eldest, he has a few problems of his own, bless him, but the schools have been really, really good, and I've had a lot of support from local teams around here to help me out. It's not often that I'll ask for help, but when I have done, people have been there and they've been absolutely brilliant.
Just make sure they're safe and a good upbringing and do well for themselves. Probably know what we want, but as long as they're happy and everything goes well for them, basically.
Well, you've got the community centre up there, and you've got the Donald Dewar. You've got the wee sports club in Drumrye Road as well. A lot of the kids go there. I think a lot of them do gymnastics and things up there as well, don't they? And dancing, because my wee granddaughter goes to the dancing. So it just keeps all the wee and all the kids off the street anyway, because you need the support of that, or else there'll be no hope here. It is, isn't it? Aye.
Yeah, my name's Ian Hunter. I'm the community firefighter for East and West of Bartonshire in Argyll Butte.
Brilliant. Have you seen a difference in fire safety in Drumchapel over the years?
It's definitely improved, yeah. We're getting the message across a lot better of general safety, and including things like the chip pan, the dangers of cooking with hot fat and hot oil. There's a lot more people are now taking up our free home fire safety visit, in which case we can fit free heat alarms, free smoke alarms wherever they're required, and it costs the householder nothing whatsoever. We also give them a good safety check over their house to make sure there's no hidden dangers that they might think is perfectly safe, but turns out it is a fire risk. So there's a lot more people that thankfully are taking up the free visit.
So how do you access that? Can you get it online, or?
You can get it online. Also, if you call any of your local fire stations, they'll organise a free visit for you. But we also will leaflet an area with a free phone number for them to call.
They like their football and stuff like that.
Obviously the positive things, new schools, things like that, new community centre,
Parks, the
things
park
like
being
that,
done up.
the park and stuff.
The community centre obviously doing a lot of things. Obviously during the summer holidays you get the fun, the Donald Dewar doing things, but they're only for under a certain age and stuff like that.
Tennis courts, stuff like that.
Aye.
All the sport things for the kids.
There's a lot of positive things come out of Drumchapel, definitely. I love Drumchapel.
But like that, I think they've got to monitor a lot of stuff at night time, but again, that's everywhere, so.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think every area is the same. I don't think Drumchapel's any different from another area, but just
try to improve ourselves and better ourselves, and that's what's up.
I think with all where the next years are coming, the place will start to improve, and the empty ground will be made into something different. But other than that, I'm not ashamed of where I come from. I'll tell people where I come from. Born and bred Drumchapel.
So do you think it's changed a lot over the years?
Oh, definitely. Aye. For Weaverby, definitely changed. The houses and everything have changed. Aye.
Is it for the better or for the worse?
No, for the better. For the better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
In what way, can I ask?
Well, it's more healthier, isn't it? Living in.
Aye, well, I'm in a new one there, and I've been in there 3 years, and I love it now. It took me a while to sell it first, but I love it now. I wouldn't move.
So who do you think's responsible for this?
Us. the people at Drumchapel. We can't just point the finger at the council or the housing. We've all got to get together and do it, because if you're not going to voice your opinion on things, then it's never going to get done.
I think, to be perfectly honest, it's down to the parents. If the parents are active and are happy to sort of get the kids into doing things, then I think that's the best start they're going to get. If the parents aren't willing to do that or don't have the time to do that, then I think the kids are stuck, really.
So do you think there's enough resources in Drumchapel for children to go to?
At times, yes. I think during this year, the summer holidays, there's been a lot of things going on for the children. I think in previous years the kids have struggled. I think this year I've noticed that it's been harder for the older children. I'm a little bit worried for my eldest son, for when he sort of reaches high school age, that there's going to be nothing about for him to do, and he's going to be stuck either in the house or on the streets, which I just won't allow. But for the younger ones, I think there's quite a lot for them to do. I think there are a lot of people who are wanting to set up things and wanting to do things, but are unable to do it because of obviously finances, and then obviously budgeting from the council and things like that. So I think it is quite hard for people who want to help out to get that start up, really.